You're welcome to borrow a sign for the march and then return it here, back here to Terry Schrunk Plaza after the march. And just a reminder to everyone that this is a peaceful and non-violent event, so please help us with maintaining our safety and keeping that peaceful, non-violent approach to this event. We'll have one more song and then we'll get started.
Close the can. It is.
I think people who want to know who we are.
go before. So just hold it up high and just kind of keep it aimed. All right.
No, I got no.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. I am your speaker. Okay, and then just kind of keep it going like that.
Hey, can you hear me? Hopefully you can. Yes. All right. Thank you so much for coming out to today's impeachment march. My name's Molly, and thank you for coming out and protesting against this administration and the Sondland Hotel. This event is organized by Stand on Every Corner PDX and Nasty Women Get Shit Done. Stand on Every Corner PDX is a group that organizes weekly neighborhood protests against this administration's abuses. You should have a flyer, if not, come and ask for one, that tells you how to get in touch with either of these groups. I'm involved with the group Nasty Women Get Shit Done. If you didn't already know, we're the group responsible for the In Our America yard signs, which you might see a smattering of. On the yard sign is our URL, so click on there and find out how you can get engaged with us. We do a lot of actions. Next year, we need a lot of help. First of all, I want to remind everyone that this is a peaceful and non-violent march. We're going to be marching on the sidewalk, and we ask that everyone keep the street clear, cross when there's a walk sign, and leave room for pedestrians to pass on the sidewalk. Please be patient, as it might take some time for the march to start. I want you to be extra careful crossing streets, be extra vigilant. Your safety is very important. The march route will start on Jefferson and go west, up Jefferson, up to the park blocks, and then we'll turn right, and then back east on Salmon, past the Heathman Hotel, and then back here to this plaza. We're going to be marching past the Heathman Hotel today to call out Gordon Sondland. You might know that he is a key player in this impeachment inquiry. We want to reiterate that we're asking everyone to be peaceful and non-violent. We ask you to not harass or confront anyone patronizing the hotel. Do not block the entrance. Don't commit any acts of vandalism. If there are counter-protests or just people who disagree with our message, please do not engage with them. We want to keep our message positive. We don't want any distractions from our message that Trump should be impeached. And that Gordon Sondland needs to come clean and tell the full truth in his testimony next week. If you don't already have a sign, we have some signs up here that you can borrow. Just bring them back here when you're done. I want to thank everyone who made this march possible, all the volunteers who helped with logistics, promotion, and planning, and also a big, big thanks. Let's give them a big hand to the unprecedented brass band. And now I'd like to introduce you to Kate from Stand on Every Corner.
Thank you, Molly. I just wanted to offer a few quick remarks about why we're here today before we get started with the march. An impeachment inquiry is finally underway in Congress. Many of us have been calling for impeachment for months, and the incredible corruption plainly laid out in the whistleblower complaint to Congress has finally gotten the ball rolling. have all the whistles. Okay, now that the impeachment ball is rolling, it is picking up more and more dirt as it careens down the hill. News is coming out every day about the dangerous corruption of our government to serve Donald Trump's personal and financial interests rather than the interests and security of the American people.
And of Putin.
At the same time that we unravel this web of corruption, this week we had a stark reminder of the real human costs of Trump's presidency as our allies, the Kurds, were abandoned by Trump to be slaughtered by Turkey and captured ISIS fighters were released.
We want Kurds! We want Kurds! We want Kurds!
Meanwhile, children are still in cages, and we hear over and over again of the ways the Trump administration is twisting our immigration policies to take the cruelest possible form. This is a scary time for our country and for the rule of law, but we are not going to let our democracy keep being eroded. We are here today to say no more. It is time to hold Trump accountable. Here in Portland, our members of Congress have been doing the right thing. Representatives Blumenauer and Bonamici were early supporters of the impeachment inquiry, and Representative Schrader has finally gotten on board. But they still need to hear from us loudly and clearly that we demand that the impeachment inquiry expose Trump's crimes, corruption, and abuses and hold him accountable by ultimately impeaching him. So please, keep calling your members of Congress. We also need to do everything we can to help build pressure nationally for Trump to be impeached and removed. So it is super exciting that there's a tool available right now that you can use to help put pressure on key Republican senators in other states. Indivisible National has a tool up, and it's called Hub Dialer. That's a little technical, but you can call voters in key states and ask them to call their senators, because we know hearing from their own constituents is the most powerful way to move members of Congress. When you call with this tool, you can even directly connect the voter to their senator's office, so they don't even have to remember to call later or figure out the phone number. You can patch them right through. It's really powerful, and this tool was a key part of how we were able to defeat the attempt to get rid of Obamacare, and we can do it again this time. We can do it again to create pressure to actually remove Trump from office. So it's available through Indivisible National. Who here got a flyer? Did you get a flyer? The information is on the flyer. If you didn't get a flyer and you just go Google Indivisible National, you can go to their website and you should be able to find the information about calling senators in other states. So now look, I know that many people think that Republicans are not going to hold Trump accountable, but we cannot let them off the hook. If they get enough public pressure and Trump's approval rating keeps sinking, they just might get pushed into doing the right thing. So we've got to do our part and try to make that happen as hard as we can. So now, today, we are not just here to call for Trump's impeachment. We are also here to put pressure on Gordon Sondland. Because incredibly, this local hotel owner is now at the very center of the impeachment inquiry. I did not see that coming. In this convoluted web of corruption, Sondland was Trump's diplomat in Ukraine, trying to pressure the Ukrainian president to dig up or just plain make up dirt on Joe Biden's son. He was in close contact with Trump, Giuliani, other American diplomats, and the Ukrainian president and their diplomats. He was in the middle of it all. Trump attempted to block Sondland's testimony last week, and now, under public pressure and a congressional subpoena, he has agreed to testify next week. He is now apparently ready to say that Trump told him directly to say that there was no quid pro quo in his text message. But he will claim that he had no idea that the investigations into the company Burisma were actually politically motivated and about getting dirt on Biden. This strains credulity, to say the least, since he was in contact with Rudy Giuliani, who seemed to talk about nothing else other than the Bidens and Burisma in the past 6 months, and he literally got a text message from diplomat Bill Taylor saying, "As I said on the phone, I think it's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign." So today, our message to Gordon Sondland is simple. As Oregonians, we call on you to do the right thing. You are clearly implicated in Trump's corruption, and Sondland, you need to come clean and tell the truth, the full truth. We will march by the Heathman Hotel today to peacefully deliver this message to Sondland. We have passed out some flyers today. Hopefully most folks got a copy or can share with someone else. There are suggested chants on the back. So starting in just a second, we are going to go ahead and get started with the march. We're going to march out here, out of this corner of the park.
Well, let's you and I make sure. No, but she does kind of look like him. She's an Aussie dude. Oh. But a lot of people ask that. I was wondering, so I looked him up and said, yeah.
About 10 minutes until I have to walk back and leave for the next thing.
Get this going on. Was okay. The country is going to go off the rails. There's so much dissent, and so they Obama take over to kind of calm down.
Okay, we're going to get going over here. We're going to do what do we want? The truth. Are we ready? What do we want? The truth. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? The truth. When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
Oh my.
Yeah.
You ever seen that before?
It's gonna wrap around somebody's neck.
Cheetos.
I'll protect you.